And that's the first time I ever saw an airplane. We'd all run outside to see it. It'd be, my God, way up in the sky. But that's the way it was in those days. Airplanes were a novelty.
On a clear day with the expanse where you can see hundreds of miles, you realize what a gorgeous country we have.
As a child, you lie on the ground and look at the clouds and everything, and I never thought I'd ever be flying above them, looking down on them. It was so delightful. It was heaven. You didn't get any closer to God than being up there.
This is the story of a band of young, determined, and courageous women during World War II who broke through barriers and shattered stereotypes. After Pearl Harbor, patriotism was at an all-time high.
We were at war. Who ever heard of that? Nobody. Not the way we were attacked. I am just as gung-ho today as I was when my first day of boot camp. I can't get enough of the flag. I love our flag.
When that war started, women took off their petticoats and rolled up their sleeves, and each one of them did something.
The Women's Air Force Service pilots, also known as the WASP, flew over 60 million miles within a 2-year period, delivering over 12,000 aircraft and piloting 78 different types of planes. However, after a nasty and aggressive campaign by male pilots who wanted the WASP jobs, they were the only wartime unit that was denied military status by Congress, and they were the only wartime unit that was sent home before the war was over and their job was done.
But it was so wrong because all that good capability was hitting the road in a car to go home because of politics.
For many years, the WASP kept their achievements quiet. Their service during World War II would only be known by few. They are not mentioned in our history books, nor is their story taught in schools. Their accomplishment of being the first women pilots to fly in the military would even be forgotten. In 1942, thousands of new planes were being built in war factories each month. The planes needed to be delivered to air bases and points of embarkation throughout the United States. During this time, male pilots were ferrying the airplanes. However, as the war changed and the United States became more involved, the Army Air Forces needed all available male pilots to go overseas. With so many pilots gone, the Army Air Forces were in desperate need of stateside pilots to ferry the newly manufactured airplanes.
Here was our country that had been attacked. We were ill prepared for war. We didn't have enough of anything. We didn't have enough aircraft. We didn't have enough pilots. We didn't have enough soldiers, sailors, ships. But within the aviation community, as the nation began to mobilize and turn out thousands of aircraft, we had a shortage of military pilots. And so we needed somebody that could take these aircraft from the factories and deliver them to the operational units.
Two successful aviatrixes, Nancy Love and Jacqueline Cochran, believed that women pilots could handle this responsibility. Nancy Love knew of a select corps of well-qualified female pilots, whom she believed could immediately begin flying for the ferrying division.
When the program first started, Nancy recruited girls who already had the ratings and the time that the ferry pilots had to have. And she recruited 25 of us in the original group. And we started out flying the very small little Piper Cubs, and it gradually worked our way up through all the airplanes to who we were flying everything.
Jacqueline Cochran had a different vision. She wanted to bring in a broader group of women who were less qualified and train them to fly for the Army Air Forces to do a variety of different jobs. Initially, both women's proposals were rejected by General Hap Arnold. But eventually, the general realized he needed a corps of female pilots to support the war effort on the home front.